Hey guys, Glenn Richmond here from Fieldmagic, and we have had a very busy last month and a bit. We have done many releases and released a huge number of new features, right? So I'm going to summarize the major ones. This is still only a fraction of what we've been working on, but with the new mobile app and really just us ramping up our focus on delivering all the capability we've been promising. There's a lot going on. So first things first, we have ramped up our import wizard. So we have recently rolled out a client where they imported 100,000 records. Our import wizard now is able to import around about 2,000 records a second, right? Including linking of records with other records within the system. So you can see we've got a range of options for importing. We don't show all of the import wizards on the main menu now, or we never did. But if you go into the actual import list and select your target module, you can see you can import most modules. Okay, so everything from supplier pricing to stock levels, recurring jobs, price book items, everything. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can import. You can import it really efficiently now. Okay, I'm now going to jump into a number of enhancements that we've done to our product catalog. So first and foremost, within the product catalog, we have added a folder view. Okay, so you can see that we can now navigate to different folders and have those views within the system. That ties into the materials adding screen, the quoting, the jobbing, the purchasing, the invoices, everything. Within the products themselves, you'll actually see that we have a number of additional tabs across the top. We have new pricing methods within the items, so you have the ability to select a default markup, so you can set that in the back-end system as what your default markup is, a fixed markup and a fixed sell price. Fixed markup is when you have cost plus percentage. Fixed sell price is the sell price is set based on or regardless of the cost. We also have obviously supplier pricing and reorder levels. They were already there. We do now have the ability to have related products. So if you have a master product that has commonly sold add-ons, you can link them there. And then within the detail view, we also have our current inventory levels, okay, across your different houses, as well as your usage history. So whenever you use an item on a job or sell it on an invoice or order it through a purchase order and receipt that item, you will see that usage history in the background there. Where that actually appears is if we jump into our quotes and we actually say jump into one of the quotes that we have. Okay, you can see we've got that quote there. You can see you can now browse your products. You can search your folders. Okay, you can quickly search for that. Okay, and you can quickly you can also still quickly search and find the item on the drop down there as well. I just want to highlight one other thing within the product catalog. Okay, and when we actually go and search for our individual items, we can go and select the item. So we can actually go straight to the item and see the details there. Okay, don't worry about this. We haven't connected this demo system to an accounting system. But if we actually go into the module, what we can actually see is that we have additional search terms. Now, what this actually means is that if I put additional search terms in, so if it's a common term that you might use to find a particular product, I can go and use that to find the product. So you can see that's a nice way to add nicknames and things like that to your products. So that is a big one there. So we want to jump into our jobs now. So we wanted to really make the process of adding materials to jobs much easier. So we have a couple of different ways to do that. Fixed price jobs where you have a work order and predefined items. We have under the materials the ability to create the materials from the work order. We also have an updated log materials screen, which again supports the additional search terms and allows you to quickly edit all of the materials, adjust the markup, adjust the buy price and the sell price, and go from there. And if you have any purchase orders, okay, so I don't have any purchase orders on this job, but let me quickly create one. Okay, so I'm going to drop an item on there. Okay. All right, what I can actually do from the materials is I can create the materials from the purchase order. That will show me all of my purchase order materials that haven't yet been added to the job, and I can quickly identify them and add them to the job. So nice, easy way to get those materials onto the job, and I can see the purchase order that they were originally created for. So a lot of refinement around that. If I jump into that purchase order as well, I'll touch on a couple of additional features. So receipting, receipting the stock items, so we can identify where we are receiving the items, of course. Okay, I'm going to receive that stock. We allow you to notify the related people on the job that those items have been received, okay, automatically. Once you've been received that stock, you can now return that stock as well. So let's say you take five items from a supplier, you need to return 2 of them. You can actually do that directly in the purchase order, and you can also create the materials on the related job as well. So very similar to doing it from the job. This one has already been created on the related job, so I don't need to actually do it again. Yes, I'm not going to do that twice. Now, you'll also notice there's a green button up the top there. This is a really important one. We've updated the profitability analysis to be a lot more precise. Depending on if this is a time and materials job or a fixed price job. If it's a fixed price job, we take the labor and the materials from the work order. Okay, we calculate the estimated cost and the estimated revenue, and we compare it with the actual. So the actual time logged and the actual materials logged against the job. If it's time and materials, which this one is, we take the actual time logged, okay, and we compare it against the hourly cost and billing rate in the product catalog, and we compare it to the cost of the actual resource that logs the labor entry. Okay. And finally, the actual materials. So it is the same materials, but again, we're comparing the default cost price and sell price from the product catalog with the actual buy price and actual sell price that we've put into the materials. So this can vary, obviously, depending on seasonal pricing and maybe just something you negotiate. But out of that, we calculate the actual profit, the markup percentage, the margin percentage, and then we just give you a total at the end, which is the actual invoiced amount and the invoice percentage. That doesn't tie into any of the calculations. We calculate the margins based on the logged values and the expected billing, but it is useful to have there. Okay, I want to touch on one other key thing here as well. So the new scheduler from the job screen, we've added the ability to click that scheduler, select who do I want to schedule this particular task to. I can schedule it to users or subcontractors. Obviously, subcontractors are limited in what they can do. They don't have app access, but you can at least assign the task to them at a defined time. I can actually just click when would I like that task to appear, adjust the time, If it's within 24 hours, it'll default to wanting to send a push notification. I can turn that off if I don't want to send it. I can also add a personalized message. Okay, and I can then save that, and that will be sent. I can also, if it's outside of 24 hours, it'll default to off with the notification. But I will leave that one on, and I will save and close, and that will schedule that particular task. Okay, you'll see the history there as well, the message or the note that was sent, and was sent as a push notification to the mobile app. I'll quickly touch on the email refinements before we get into perhaps even the biggest change. So if I am sending an email now, you'll actually see that I have the ability to manage signatures, and I can define a signature for myself, one or more signatures, and I can set my default signature. Okay, so let's say I set that signature up. Okay, and I'm going to use that signature as well. So that'll drop onto every email. You'll also notice that the from address is now your logged in email address. Okay, rather than the system generated email address. You still have that option, but the reply to address is still that system address, so that we can capture those replies. We do have some updates coming. I don't want to say too much yet. That will allow us to capture replies without that complicated email address. Yeah, there's some features coming there.